And welcome to another edition of Between Sundays. And we've taken a bit of a summer hiatus, but now it's kind of time to get back into the work. And we need to get back into this discussion of wisdom because we certainly are still struggling with how to use knowledge, how to take knowledge and use it for the good. To how do we build up? How do we do something amazing? How are we living our lives in such a way that wisdom is at the forefront? We've got to have knowledge, yes, but how are we using that knowledge? And it's kind of interesting when thinking about wisdom that there are all kinds of ways at coming at it, and sometimes wisdom is for a particular moment. That piece of knowledge, we use it over here in a particular way, and then we use it over here in another way. But both build up. So if we are building up, if we are building something better, if we are creating a good life, how do we kind of do that? And over the weeks, we had started, a few weeks ago, we were in Ecclesiastes. And as you can hear, there are some big old trucks still working on the construction across the street for the new school. So maybe I wasn't so wise to try to film right now. But we were looking at Ecclesiastes, and Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 through 12. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their hard work. If either should fall, one can pick up the other. But how miserable are those who fall and don't have a companion to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they can stay warm, but how can anyone stay warm alone? Also, one can be overpowered, but two together can put up resistance. A 3-ply cord doesn't easily snap. Now, first off, when you hear that, you may be thinking, well, I stay perfectly warm. I got all kinds of blankets, right? I don't have that issue. But really, the verses are trying to get at that we have to learn to work together. That it's not okay if we just set out on our own. It's only about us. It's only what we do. We have to carry the load. First of all, we're going to burn ourselves out, right? And there are times where we don't have all of the answers. And so we need somebody. We need help from somebody. We need to be able to have those conversations, to be able to go and say, hey, I don't know what to do. Help me out here. And it's also that sense that when we are together, when there's more of us, that we can be stronger, right? 3-ply cord doesn't easily snap. And so that we can encourage one another. Now, you might say, well, sometimes when there's too many of us in the room, we just devolve, right? We become more divisive. We just hurl things at each other. But this is really saying, no, wait. How do we figure out how to work together? How do we build each other up? Because then we are stronger. How do we lift each other up? That it's not just about me. My life is not just about me and what I don't do or don't do. That there's an impact. And that when there's more of us working together, that some amazing things can happen. And we've seen that. We've seen that where people have come together in the last few months and amazing changes have started to be made. Things where we lift up others instead of tearing them down. Does it say it always works perfectly? Absolutely not. Do sometimes a big group of people, oh dear, like that was not good? No. But it does encourage us and ask us to connect with one another, to connect with each other so that we can build each other up, make each other stronger, and live better lives. And there's a lot of wisdom in that. Because we're going to go down this road of life, and there are going to be challenges, there are going to be pitfalls, there are going to be things where we're like, you got to be kidding me. Like, come on. And we're going to need some help getting through. So who do we want surrounding us? How do we need to start connecting with one another? Because video is great, and there's a great thing about technology, but how do we even, through technology, begin to connect and build one another up instead of tearing each other down? How do we make each other stronger so that we might navigate this world a little more easily. My hope is that you find some wisdom, that you have a group of friends, family, people not even necessarily that always agree with you, but are on the same page of how are we building one another up? How are we making each other stronger instead of tearing ourselves apart? Have a good one.